Hello, everybody. This video is going to be on icon statues or, pictures of deities and such, and how we polytheists use them. Um, we use them as physical representations of the deities that we worship. Um, but it goes a little bit deeper than that. The statue over time starts becoming a vessel or more or less a battery for the deity's energy. And plus, all the psychic energy we throw out during worship starts circulating and absorbing into the statues. Um, and also, when there's been enough charge, you can actually, even people who are not pagans, can walk into an area that has deity statues that are the focus of a lot of worship, and they will feel the energy off of them. They do become highly charged. Now, with the misconceptions on idol worship and stuff, we do not worship the statue. We may do things that to outsiders seem like worship, but we are worshiping the deity the statue represents, and we use the statue as a focus for such. And of course, we know the statue is not a god. We also know that actually the gods are not in human form. They're gods. They can take on their energy, and they can take on human form or any other forms. Uh, but we polytheists like to have icons and stuff because it helps us remain focused during such things as worship, meditation, prayer, that kind of stuff. It actually does. Although even in ancient times, people did not confuse the statues for actual deities. That's a misconception that's been labeled against us polytheists for almost ever since monotheism come into being. Um, and there's been all kinds of stories, usually in Jewish conversion literature, but it happened in Christian conversion literature as well. And that is usually a story of a pagan putting food in front of a statue, going away, and the food's gone, and the virtuous Jew or Christian will actually stake out and watch the priest eat the food or whatever, and then show the pagans. And the pagans are all like, "Oh, what did we do? Oh, it's all a trick." Um, no, this was made up. Pagans in the ancient world knew what happened to food offerings. In most traditions, not all, there are some traditions where the food offered had to be burned or buried or whatever. But for the most part, it's like in Hinduism today. The food is distributed among the people that show up to the temple for worship, or donated to charity, to help the poor and such. Um, so we knew what was going on with the food disappearing. Uh, it was just a misconception. And also, the biggest misconception is we think the actual idol is a deity. No, it's not. A vessel at most, or a battery of the deity, but not a deity in and of itself. And some of the things we do, like washing the statue and re-blessing it and everything, may to outsiders look like we're worshiping the statue, but we are not. We're worshiping the essence of the deity. Um, and in our theology, deities can manifest in the statues, although they're everywhere. They're deities. Um, but and I'm kind of distracted because I'm getting all these messages from Facebook at the same time I'm trying to do the video. But this is just a quick rundown. Um, there are a few places, usually in China, small shrines and temples that have been visited for a couple thousand years. Those build up a great big charge. And also, there's been some paranormal theory on, like when burial tombs are opened or anything, any psychic power that was left over is kind of released. The same way certain groups that have smashed temples and seems like miraculous things happen that backfire and cause that group to have issues and trouble. It seems like the energy left over just builds up and stuff, um, and is released at that moment. But yeah, that's basically, we use icon statues in our worship, our meditation and such, but we do not worship the idol. It's a vessel and a representation of our deity. And that's what actually makes modern statue hunting kind of hard. All of us have our own ideas what a particular deity looks like, or our own version of what the deity looks like. Hence, why I bought a Danu statue to represent Sulis Minerva. It's a modern representation of Danu, and she's holding the disc with the flowing water, and Sulis is, associated with flowing water. So I just used a statue, changed it slightly by adding a spear, uh, but this was done in ancient times as well. A lot of Celts borrowed Roman statues and just renamed them. Um, but that's the basic rundown. I don't want to make this video too long because my internet sucks when I upload to Facebook or to YouTube. So I try to make my videos relatively short. So until the next video, bright blessings.